Hi, everybody. Dr. Coach Kelly here to answer another question for you all. This is about healing times and tissues when they're hurt. How long does it take them to heal? Here's the quick and dirty of it. Okay. Bones. Bones provide structure to our body. Bones take anywhere between 4 and 12 weeks to heal if you let them. If you let them. Bones are one of the rare exceptions of if you broke it, you have to set it and cast it and not let that thing move in order for what we call approximation to happen, which is letting the two parts of that broken bone come back together and then callus over and heal. Anywhere between 4 weeks to 12 weeks, sometimes longer than that, usually not any quicker than that. That's Bones. This is Skelly. He's my skeleton and my demo buddy. Muscles. This is our muscle guy over here. Muscles get good blood supply. A lot of these healing times depend on the blood supply that goes to the area. Muscles get great blood supply. That's why in every diagram you see, a muscle is red, because it's got tons of vascularization. It's got tons of blood supply. Typically, big muscle, lots of blood supply. Little muscle, little blood supply. Typically, a muscle can heal within a matter of hours to months, like upwards of 3 months, depending on the severity of the tear, depending on the rehab that the person is doing, depending on the shape that they were in before they tore that muscle. A partial tear can heal within days. A complete tear usually requires some kind of surgery, in which case the recovery is months. Okay, that's muscles. Nerves. That's my nerve diagram back there. It depends on what happened to the nerve. Nerves do grow back. They do grow back. They grow back really, really slowly. They grow back at about the rate of an inch a month, I believe. So if you damage a nerve in your toe because of how far away it is from the rest of your spinal cord, which is up through here, a nerve that's damaged in your toe is going to take a lot longer to heal than a nerve that's damaged up by your butt, right, higher up on your leg. Because that's just the nature of the way our nervous system is formed and the way our nervous system works. If a nerve is completely severed, right, if we cut a nerve, that doesn't heal on its own as far as we know. It won't regenerate, and it won't regenerate to the places that it had gone to before. That's what a spinal cord injury is. That's what someone who's paraplegic or quadriplegic, they've had a severed nerve, depending on what level, in their back or on either side, that just isn't going to recover. Okay. Nerves can get compressed, and my best analogy for a compressed nerve is actually to use my skelly over here, and you can see that out of his spinal cord there are those little yellow these little yellow things. These little yellow things right here represent nerves. Okay. And you can see here that there's a big long one in between all the vertebrae that makes up his spinal cord. Okay. These nerves come out of holes. They go all the way down. I don't know if you can see them that well, but they go all the way down in between every level here. And if that nerve gets compressed by something like this disc or some kind of arthritis in between the bones, it's almost as if you've stepped on a garden hose, right? We've all, when we were kids, hopefully even more recently than that, played with a garden hose, and you can kink it and the water doesn't come out the other end. That's kind of the equivalent of cutting off a nerve, of severing a nerve. You can step on it, right? And depending on how big you are, if you step on it, the water goes from a full stream to maybe a trickle of water comes out. Or you can park your car on it. If you park your car on it, you're going to cut off that signal completely. It depends on the severity of how compressed that nerve is. Compressed nerves present themselves in a way of like numbness and tingling, or sharp and shooty pain, or like a lightning bolt. And if a nerve is compressed, it usually heals pretty fast once you take away the thing that's compressing it, right? If you put the truck in drive and you drive off of the garden hose, the water comes out the other side, no problem, right? So muscles, 4 to 6 weeks, bones, anywhere from a couple hours to a couple months, nerves usually take a compressed nerve like that, like if someone's got sciatica and we can alleviate the pressure on their nerve, usually takes a week or two for them to really notice a significant difference and a significant improvement. Tendons. Tendons are what connect our bones to our muscles. Okay, Achilles tendon is a really popular tendon that connects your calf muscle to your heel, the bone on your heel. When a tendon is damaged, tendons get decent blood supply, but not as good as the muscle. That's why a tendon is white. I'm going to show you on our muscle guy over here, right? You can see that he's got all kinds of red on him, and then these white spots are tendons, are what connect that muscle to those bones over there. Okay, so tendons get decent blood supply. I'll show you the Achilles tendon down here. Where is it? Okay, right here. Connects that calf muscle, that big meaty calf muscle, to the bottom of your heel. Tendons get decent blood supply, not as good as the muscles around them. So if you adequately rehab a tendon, it can take anywhere from 2 weeks to probably 8 weeks, maybe 12 to heal a tendon. Wow, sorry, I didn't put you back right. A tendinitis, a tendinitis is inflammation of that tendon, usually as a result of an overuse injury or an underprepared or overloading injury. Those can take anywhere from, those usually take about 12 weeks to heal. That's a pretty significant healing process. And once it's gotten to that point, we have to do a lot of backpedaling with a patient to get them to stop doing the aggravating activity or modify the aggravating activity and reteach that tendon, right? Decrease the inflammation in the tendon and then reteach it how it's supposed to actually move along the muscle and the bone that it connects. Ligaments. Ligaments is the last one that I want to talk about. Anterior cruciate ligament, ACL. Everybody's heard of that. When an athlete tears their ACL, generally they need surgery because ligaments don't get great blood supply. They get some, of course, but they don't get great blood supply, which means they don't get enough to regenerate themselves, which is why most folks who tear an ACL need surgery to fix that ligament. The same would go for any ligament. You tear a ligament in your shoulder, usually we strengthen the muscles around it, and it doesn't matter if we tore that ligament. There are lots of ligaments in your ankle. People sprain their ankles all the time. There's enough muscles around those ankle ligaments where we can usually avoid having surgery on them. That being said, I've seen lots of people who have had ankle like kind of reconstructive surgeries because they had an accident or an injury, and those ligaments were just all shot. They weren't going to regenerate, and there was no chance of getting the muscles around those ligaments stronger. So there you have it. What did we do? Almost 9 minutes later. The quick and dirty, if this was too long and you only want to watch the end. Bones, 4 to 12 weeks to heal if you let them. Muscles, anywhere from a couple hours to usually, the longest is 3 months to 6 months for a muscle to heal. Tendons, nerves, usually about a week or two before people start getting relief, as long as it wasn't totally severed. Tendons, torn tendon can take usually about 3 months to 6 months to heal. A tendinitis is a different story, but that's usually about 12 weeks as well. Ligaments usually require surgery to heal themselves unless it's in a place where there's muscles around it that you can avoid the surgery and you can just get the other stuff strong and almost forget that you tore that ligament in the first place. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time and your attention with me today. Keep moving and keep getting better every day.